What is actually wrong with Joy? The problem is she has a toxic positivity.
Started thinking, all right, what if I lost everything? What would mean something to me? And like most of us, I think the answer is relationships. The people that really mean something deeply are those that I have cried with, that I've been pissed off at, that I've experienced fear with. It's all the aspects of emotions that bond us together.
Do you ever look at someone and wonder what is going on inside their head? Well, I know. I know Riley's head.
A small light fall from the sky and land gently in Joy's hands. Is that moment Joy smiled, not because it's beautiful, but because she believes this light means everything will be okay. To Joy, happiness is not just an emotion, it is a responsibility. From this single glowy memory, Joy decided her mission to protect Riley from pain and make sure every moment stay bright. But what happened when light alone is not enough?
In the control room of Riley Mind, Joy is basically a walking, talking zombie. She is the self-appointed captain of the Riley Happiness Squad, convincing that life is just one giant golden party. In her mind, Riley must definitely need to be happy no matter what happened in her life. She shared the space with three very loud co-workers, Fear, who is very nervous, bow-tied with legs, discuss the official judge of EU in this universe, and Anger, who have very short temper. There are sadness that the contrast of joy. They think of sadness as a damn little rancor and try to keep her in literal circle of do not touch anything.
See, you're a pro at this. Isn't this fun? No.
After a slight accident sent them to the memory archive, Joy finally realized something big. She see that trying to be perfectly happy all the time is actually pretty exhausting for a kid. Sadness role in Riley's life actually very important in protecting Riley's life. She discovered that sadness is a mistake when she the bridge to real happiness for Riley. Joy learns that Riley will find the life is complete when she able to walk along all the memory and fade with the brightness inside the Riley heart.
At first glance, Inside Out looks like a simple animated movie about emotions inside a child's mind. But the film is not really about emotions, it's about the ideology of happiness. In Riley's mind, happiness is treated as the most important goal. Joy believes that Riley can only live a good life if he stays positive at all times. Sadness is seen as a problem that must be controlled or removed. This reflects a real-world belief known as the toxic positivity, where people are taught to avoid negative emotions and pretend everything is fine. The mind in Inside Out works like a system where only certain emotions are allowed to exist.
But think of all the good
Riley's emotional breakdown happens not because she feels sadness, but because she is no longer allowed to express it. The film suggests that true emotional growth begins when we stop living in the comforting lie that happiness is enough and accept sadness as part of being human.
days. Hi, honey.
In Inside Out, Joy believes that happiness should always be in control. Sadness is treated like a problem, something to hide, ignore, or push away. This is where toxic positivity begins. From an analytic perspective, pushing emotion away doesn't remove them, it only buries them deeper. When sadness is ignored, it still affects the mind just quietly in the background. In real life, this looks like telling people to stay positive when they are struggling. We learn to smile, profound happiness, and suppress pain, especially at school and work. Analytically, suppressed emotion doesn't disappear. They return as burnout, anxiety, or emotional breakdowns. Riley collapse shows what happens when feelings are controlled instead of understood. The turning point comes when sadness is finally allowed to do her job. Instead of fixing the pain, she sits with it, and that's what actually heals. Inside Out matters today because it challenges toxic positivity. It reminds us that mental health isn't about being happy all the time. It's about allowing every emotion to exist honestly.
Joy's perspective changed when she realized that pushing sadness away was a mistake. She believed that only happiness was accepted, but she did not realize her actions caused the emotional chaos and rejecting one emotion can disturb the emotional balance. This concept changed from the way we see because many of us grow up believing that we must always appear strong and positive, like Joy in the early beginning of the movie. But society praises people who hide their struggles, thus who express vulnerability. It teaches us that showing the truth emotionally is healthier than being forced into positivity. In Malaysia, this reality feels very close to home because many people work from morning until night. Overtime becomes normal to us. At work, the boss scolds us. Some colleagues dislike us. The environment slowly becomes toxic. And by time, we are the ones who start to feel small. But still, we are the ones who must say, I'm okay. And we are the ones who must keep smiling. Why does all the burden fall on us? Where are the people who said they care? Where are the ones who promise to stay? Everyone comes when life is easy. But when things become heavy, or when we begin to struggle, many disappear. This is how we start holding ourselves back, not because we are weak, but because we are tired of being strong for too long.
In the end, Joy faced something she has always avoided, uncertainty. Letting sadness take control feel like walking through a shadowing door, messy and uncomfortable. Yet Joy learned that freedom does not come from controlling emotion, but from trusting them. True happiness is not about being positive all the time. It is about allowing ourselves to feel even when it is difficult. So the question is, are we brave enough to walk through that door and feel everything that's made us woman?
So that gives me this idea that maybe joy, as much as we all want it in our lives, is not the answer. The answer is actually sadness.